Hi, I'm Jake, this is Claire, and welcome to Top 5 Worst States. Keep in mind that this is just my opinion, and so it should be treated as objective fact because I am a super genius.
First, an honorable mention, Washington, D.C. We had to label this under honorable mentions because it is not actually a state.
We used to live nearby it, and it is just the worst. It's humid all the time, it's built on a swamp, and politicians live there.
That's why we moved.
Speaking of moving, that brings us to number 5, Nebraska, where we live. We don't actually think Nebraska is all that bad, we just don't want more people moving here. It's crowded enough as it is.
Plus, it's super flat, like our comedy. That brings us to number 4, California. God has been trying to get rid of California ever since people started living there.
California has such horrible things as Hollywood, the Gateway to Hell, and the San Francisco Giants.
All equally terrible things.
Speaking of terrible things, that brings us to number 3, Ohio. Ohio makes me sad whenever I think about it. Cleveland's entire economy is built off of Baker Mayfield.
It literally makes me want to die. Speaking of wanting to die, that brings me to number 2, Michigan. Michigan would look like an oven mitt if it hadn't committed identity theft against Wisconsin.
Ford left Detroit in 1902 and the city has not recovered since. You can't drink the water there despite the fact that there's a Great Lake right next to it.
I got food poisoning there.
Speaking of poison, that brings us to number 1, New Jersey. I feel like a lot of people could have seen this coming. I cannot think of a single positive thing to say about New Jersey.
They hate themselves, Weird Al hates them, and we hate them. That's our list. Good night.